Okay, so this quarter, there's been a lot of great welcome offers, and that's had a big effect on the way I've been using my usual credit card setup. And because each of these welcome offers had a minimum spend requirement to hit, it was important to prioritize spending on those cards first as opposed to cards that we typically use due to their elevated multipliers. Now, since I had multiple welcome offers to complete with their own spend requirements, you'll see that I've approached completing them not in sequence, but actually in parallel with each other. And in this video, I'm going to cover those welcome offers, how we're stacking them up, and how my core credit card setup comes into play with all of this going on. So when it comes to welcome offers, I want to first say that it's important to make sure that you target limited time elevated welcome offers when you can. This is because even though there are a lot of great ones out there, unless you need to get a credit card right now for whatever reason, you can get a lot more value when you sign up for a card if you wait for the right moment. This is especially true with American Express since all their cards, unless otherwise specified, have a once-in-a-lifetime rule where you can get only one welcome offer per card per lifetime. So if you apply for a welcome offer on an American Express card and it's a standard offer, you may be forfeiting a higher welcome offer in the future. Now, of course, if we look back at previous welcome offers, specifically with American Express, older offers tend to be lower, so it may be tempting to just wait until those offers are higher. For example, the standard offer on the American Express Business Platinum used to be to earn 120,000 membership rewards points after spending $15,000 in 3 months. But now that offer has been increased to 150,000 membership rewards points after spending $20,000 in 3 months. But I would encourage everyone to just be flexible when it comes to these welcome offers and to get them when it makes sense for you. Welcome offers will continue to increase over time naturally, but there's no need to wait years to get the right one. Just try to get one when a limited time welcome offer is going on, because that way you'll get the highest offer you can at that point in time when you want to get it. Now, just like American Express, Chase also has a lot of cards that have limited time welcome offers that come up throughout the year. But what's nice about Chase is that their welcome offers can be earned multiple times, usually with a cooldown period of about 24 months for most cards, but can be as high as 48 months, for example, on the Sapphire line of cards. So with American Express and Chase, it's important to keep on top of these welcome offers and credit card news so that you can apply for the right card at the right time for the best welcome offer you can. Of course, other issuers also have limited time elevated welcome offers as well, but I would say Amex and Chase are the two issuers that change the welcome offers on their cards the most frequently, so pay extra attention to them. And so with that in mind, the first welcome offer that I got last quarter was the limited time welcome offer on the Chase IHG Business Premier card. This offer was to earn 175,000 IHG bonus points that was divided into 2 phases. The first phase was to earn 140,000 points after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months, followed by spending an additional $3,000 or $7,000 total in the first 6 months to earn an additional 35,000 points. Now, I made a recent video explaining why I decided to apply for this card, so if you haven't seen that yet, I'll link to it up top as well as down in the description below. But to make a long story short, I got this card because 1, I wanted to stay at intercontinental hotels more often, and 2, I had a specific redemption in mind that I wanted to book with these points. And as there were enough points from the first portion of the welcome offer that I could use to make that planned booking, I could focus on meeting the $4,000 in spend first before having to commit the extra $3,000 in spend right away on this card. And if we look at this standard welcome offer that's on this card right now, it's the same as the first part of this older elevated welcome offer, so I consider the extra 35,000 points for $3,000 in spend as a bonus. And so this divided welcome offer gave me more flexibility when it came to my spending, which was very helpful, especially around late May when the American Express Hilton Honors cards came out with their limited time welcome offers. This was such great timing too, because I was waiting for the right time to start climbing the Hilton credit card ladder, and since my wife also hadn't started her ladder either, with these offers, we could start this together. The limited time welcome offer on the Hilton Honors card was to earn 70,000 Hilton Honors points and a free night reward after spending $2,000 in the first 6 months. And this offer was so good that both my wife and I decided to apply for this card. And this was a great bridge option because, as of the recording of this video, we had just completed the first phase of the IHG Premier Business welcome offer, so we could divert our attention to these new welcome offers on our new Hilton Honors cards. Now, it's important for us to remember that we still have a welcome offer on our our IHG business card, and we need to spend that additional $3,000 by November 9th, as it says here on our counter. So we have to make sure that we still keep this in mind. And since I did have some planned expenses, I was able to complete my Hilton Honors welcome offer within the first week of me getting the card. And so now the next step for me is to go back to the Chase IHG Premier Business Card and continue working on that remaining $3,000 to fully complete the welcome offer on that card and get those final 35,000 IHG points. Of course, my wife still has her own Hilton Honors welcome offer to complete, so that's what she's working on right now. But she's also almost done with that too. And so the question is, what's next for her? Is she also going to go back to the IHG Business Premier card like me? Well, she could, but there was an even better option that came up, and that was the $120K welcome offer on the Chase Inc. Preferred. Earlier this quarter, Chase released the online public offer for the Chase Inc. Preferred card, which was to earn 120,000 Ultimate Rewards points after spending $8,000 in purchases in the first 3 months. Now, as the $120K welcome offer was not accessible with personal referral links at the time of my wife's application, we decided to use a personal referral link for a 40K UR point referral bonus and couple that with the standard offer, which was 100,000 points for the same amount of spend. So by doing this player 2 strategy, we could earn a total of 140,000 points, which is even better than that 120,000 point offer to begin with. But by asking to match the new welcome offer using Chase Secure Message, we should still be able to get those 20,000 additional points on that standard welcome offer after we complete the minimum spend requirement and send another Chase Secure Message at that point so that Chase can credit our account with those additional 20,000 points. And this is going to be a much harder welcome offer to complete than the others, not so much because of the spend requirement, but because it needs to be completed in a much shorter period of time. When we look at the other welcome offers on the Chase IHG Premier Business Card and the American Express Hilton Honors cards, these offers could be completed in 6 months instead of 3, which makes it a whole lot easier to do, so it's better that we focus our spending on the Chase Inc. Preferred card as soon as we can. In fact, it may even be better to switch the spending priority to the Chase Inc. Preferred, since that welcome offer period will end even before the one on the Chase IHG Premier Business, so that's definitely a consideration as well. Now, on the other hand, I would have also loved to get the Hilton Surpass card and its limited time welcome offer, but at the time, I wasn't really in a great position to do so. As a reminder, the Hilton Honors Surpass card welcome offer, which ended on July 31st, 2024, was to earn 130,000 Hilton Honors points and a free night reward after spending $3,000 in purchases in the first 6 months, and here are the reasons why I decided not to apply for this card at the time. Since I've applied recently for the Chase IHG Premier Business Card and the Amex Hilton Honors card, I now have one recent inquiry and one new account on my personal credit report, which has dropped my credit score. I'm also currently at Chase 424, and so I'd like to avoid any American Express personal credit card applications, and I have a 5-card limit with American Express, and I just don't want to cancel any of my current cards right now. Of the cards that I have that are over 12 months old, the only viable candidate is the American Express Blue Cash Everyday card, but it's my oldest card with 19 years of credit history, so I'm really hesitant to cancel it, but I am toying with the idea. As a reminder, canceling this card will not affect my credit score in the short term, as this card will remain on my credit report for 7 to 10 years. But again, it's just really hard to decide to close your oldest credit line, so I'm still on the fence about doing this. So with that in mind, I'm just going to sit out on this Hilton Surpass welcome offer and just wait for the next go around. Not only that, but since my wife was recently approved for the Chase Inc. Preferred card and that somewhat aggressive minimum spend requirement, it's probably best to hold off and focus on meeting that spend requirement first before making other moves. Okay, so that's the plan when it comes to stacking welcome offers, but let's now take a step back and see how this influences our credit card setup for this quarter. Now, the welcome offer cards are going to absorb most of our spending, but we still need to keep our other cards in our core credit card setup around too. Just to recap, my other cards in my core setup are the US Bank Altitude Reserve, the Bilt MasterCard, the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards card, and the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card. But since we're using welcome offer cards for that catch-all category, the Premium Rewards Elite credit card has been dropped temporarily while we make sure we meet all those minimum spend requirements. Now, if we look at our first 2 welcome offer cards, the Chase Inc. Premier Business Card and the Amex Hilton Honors card, we notice that neither of these 2 cards are Visa cards. And this is important because we shop at Costco, and as you know, Costco only accepts accepts Visa credit cards, and not only do we shop at Costco, but we also get our gas from Costco as well. So while we've been meeting the welcome offers for these two cards, there had to be a backup option for Costco before we end up switching our spending to the Chase Ink Preferred, which is a Visa card, and that's where the US Bank Altitude Reserve card comes in. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I'm a huge fan of this card, and it serves as a card that captures most of my expenses with its 3x mobile wallet category using Apple Pay. And since it's a Visa, that means this card works both at Costco and at Costco gas stations. And since I only redeemed these points using real-time rewards, I redeemed those points with a 50% boost, effectively increasing that multiplier to 4.5. So even though our welcome offer cards are not Visa cards, we can still shop at Costco and earn a great multiplier on our spending. I also want to mention that my Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards card could also be used for this purpose, since the one that I have is a Visa as well. With that Platinum Honors boost, it could earn 5.25% cash back on gas and 3.5% cash back on Costco purchases on up to $2,500 per quarter. But as we use this card for online shopping, we decided to keep the choice category the same and not change it just for this purpose. I also want to mention another important thing to think about when you focus all of your spend on your welcome offer cards, and that is not to forget the other cards that you already have that may need some additional tender loving care, or TLC, during this time. This includes things like minimum transactions per month and statement credits, and I do have some cards that have these things. The first is another one of my cards in my core credit card setup, which is the Bilt MasterCard. Now, I use the Bilt MasterCard to earn 3x points back on dining where mobile wallets are not accepted and 1x points back on rent. But one of the requirements to earn points on this card is to have at least 5 transactions on the card per month, understanding that rent also counts as a transaction, so it's really 4 transactions. Now, there are very easy ways to deal with this requirement, like, for example, going to the grocery store and buying a single banana 4 times, thereby generating 4 transactions. I just mentioned this because even though I'm putting all my spend on my welcome offer card, I still have to keep this Bilt MasterCard around for those 4 transactions per month, and so far it's been pretty easy for us to get those 4 transactions organically when going out to restaurants as we usually do. Sometimes these things are easy to forget, but you definitely don't want to lose out on your Bilt points for your rent. So if you have a Bilt card and are also working on a welcome offer, just remember to get those other transactions to make sure those points are taken care of. The next credit card that I need to remember to use is the dining credit on my Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant card. Since this card has a $650 annual fee, it's super important to make sure that I use the dining credit every month to help offset that annual fee. And fortunately, this credit is pretty flexible. Like the Bilt MasterCard, I also have to take this card out every month and make sure to spend at least $25 on it when we're going out to a restaurant. I really hate monthly statement credits, as you know, but I also like the automatic Bonvoy Platinum status and the anniversary 85K free night reward, so this card will remain in my portfolio, at least for now. And on the topic of monthly statement credits, we can't forget the ones that come on our favorite coupon book, the American Express Platinum Card. Now, some of these monthly credits are passive, like the Digital Entertainment Credit and the Walmart Plus Credit, where you just set it and forget it. But one of these monthly credits is an active credit, and that's the monthly $15 Uber credit. I generally use this credit for Uber Eats for pickup only, since there are a lot of restaurants in my area where I can use this credit without an additional upcharge. And of course, since we're in the 3rd quarter, we can't forget about our semi-annual $50 Saks credit, and so that just means more jelly cats for Mrs. Credit Frog, so it's safe to say that she's a fan of this credit. Okay, so that's my credit card setup for the 3rd quarter of 2024. It's always great to be working on welcome offers, but it's also important to make sure that you don't forget about the cards that you already have, especially if they have statement credits and annual fees. It's been nice to see my current credit card setup in action, and how even with a welcome offer card, cards in my core credit card setup are still important and are being used as well. And to find out how the framework for this core credit card setup came to be, and why it can be so powerful for you as well, check out this video next.